Good morning, everyone. So, I'm Tarak Sakardande. I work as a security consultant at Redfox Security. And today we are going to discuss about a topic that is very much booming, and everyone has a question as to what red teaming is about. But hey, the main topic is as to why is red teaming not for everyone. So, with me, I have Sashikant Prasad, also nicknamed as Sashi. And could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Hey, my name is Shashi, and I'm a senior security consultant at Redfox Security. I primarily work on red team engagements, cloud assessments, and sometimes for fun, I hack web applications for clients. Yeah, that's
Amazing.
about me.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. So, likewise, you are just done with the boot camp as well.
Yep.
And likewise, how would you define red teaming to someone who is outside cybersecurity?
Okay, so simply red teaming is about simulating an adversary or an attacker.
Okay.
So we assume as red teamers, we assume the role of an attacker and work for client.
All
So so we have a assumption that hey, I'm an attacker, and as an attacker, what can I do in a client's network
right.
or in the client's environment?
Yeah.
So basically, I will think like an attacker, go through, find the vulnerabilities, misconfigurations, and exploit them for fun, not for fun. I mean, for client's sake.
Makes sense.
And Yeah, whatever attacker can do, that's what I will do. On top of that, I will provide a report with all the remediations, with all the findings to the client, so that client can fix their environment and they will be safe from attackers.
Great, great. So, likewise, why do you think that red teaming is considered mentally and a bit emotionally taxing?
Yeah. So red teaming is sometimes mentally absorbing plus taxing as well. Why? Because we have deadlines, which attacker don't, right? So when we are on an engagement working as a red teamer, we
Yeah.
have to find issues or vulnerabilities or misconfigurations with strict deadlines. On top of that, we have to submit a report as well,
Yeah.
which attacker don't have to do.
Yes.
Because of this deadline, sometimes it is mentally taxing, but again, it's a lot of fun at the same time. It's a lot of thrill, lot of fun, lots of excitement at the same time with all this pressure that we have.
Amazing, amazing. And likewise, the since red teaming, this term is really booming a lot in the
Yep.
industry, and you can see, even we can see a lot of learners coming in the space.
Right.
So, could you is there really a misconception when that you think when people actually glamorize red teaming?
Yep. I would say people do glamorize red teaming in the sense that let's suppose someone, what they think of red teaming is they have to just run commands, pop shells, and they're a teamer.
Yeah.
Right? And they will put on their resumes, the first sentence will be they are red teamers. But they have not worked on any of the real environment. Maybe they have worked on the labs, but
Yeah.
again, labs and real environments are totally different ball game.
Yes.
Again, um yeah, I think that is one of the main things. Red teaming is not about running the commands, popping shells. You have to do a lot of research. Technology is always evolving.
Yeah.
So we have to be at par with the technology. We have to go through a lot of research papers. We have to debug. We have to change payloads, things like that. We have to do
Yeah.
again, which is not just running the commands and gaining the shells.
So I really liked one of your points. You just said about that the gamified labs part and real time engagements, right?
Right, right,
Could
right.
you please elaborate more on that so that even the young audience would
Yep,
try
yep,
to
yep.
relate to it?
So when you are working on a lab, again, so lab is going to be a very, very small environment. One machine, two machine, 10 machine at max. But when we are on a real engagement, we are dealing with like thousands of computers, thousands of servers. So they cannot, think of the number of servers we have to go through and find issues in them.
Yeah.
It's easy to find an issue in a lab, but again, if there are thousands of servers and we are basically finding a needle in a haystack. So yeah, it's totally different.
All right.
But again, solving the labs will at least help you to get started.
Okay,
Yep.
amazing. So before I go to the next question, you must be knowing that there are a lot of folks in the cyber security space, and when they come into this, there are a lot of fields.
Yep.
And now, in your case, there are likewise there may be enthusiasts who want to join red teaming.
Right,
So,
right.
in your case, who are those people or students or aspirants that you would say should not exactly pursue red teaming?
Okay. So again, first thing, if you just think that netting is all about running the commands and gaining access to systems, if you think like that, again, that is not for you.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, if you want to work on structure work, or if you have like predictable tasks, if you think like that you are going to get that kind of work in red teaming, again, red teaming is not for you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are someone who wants to do a lot of research, who wants to learn, who basically has a hacker's mindset, which is again always be curious and finding stuff and thinking what can I do next.
Yeah.
If you have this mindset, then this field is for you. But if you are not thinking like an attacker, basically if you want just predictable work,
Mm-hmm.
if you just want to run commands, maybe this field is not for you.
Okay. So likewise, you can't really be checking the clock when you're on a red teaming
Yep,
assessment.
yep, yep. You cannot do that, because again, um, every environment is different.
Mm-hmm.
Every environment will take different time. Again, if you are checking the clock always,
Yeah.
and if let's suppose if you find something at 6 p.m,
Yeah.
again, you don't just go home leaving that, because maybe there are defenders as well who might fix that issue
Yeah.
if they see you. So
Yeah.
again, if you see it at 6 o'clock, I would say exploit right away.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, go ahead.
Amazing. So likewise, Sashi, what do you think? What role do ethics play in the field of red teaming?
I would say ethics are everything, because we are dealing with lots of clients' confidential data,
Yeah.
because we are accessing their environments, right? So again, we are dealing with client data, we are dealing with reports, which has all the issues that the client network has.
Yeah.
So that's why ethics are everything. Um, Basically, the client is trusting you with all their data. So that's why I'm saying ethics are everything. On top of that, there are times where you are going to see in an environment that hey, if I run this attack, I might compromise the environment, but the attack is disruptive.
Yeah.
But again, you're working for the client,
Mm-hmm.
so you please don't do any attack like that is going to disturb their network. Again, ethics play a role there,
Mm-hmm.
because there is a temptation that hey, if I run this attack, I might get something. But again, if it is going to create a lot of noise, plus it is going to disrupt the network or the computers, you don't do that. Yeah, that's why I think two things. As I said, we are dealing with data. That's why, and you have to be professional. Don't act like an attacker, because they don't care about all these stuffs.
All right.
Yep.
Amazing. And again, Sashi, what advice would you give to someone who is aspiring to get into red teaming?
Okay, so who is aspiring, right? I would say learn the basics. So if your base is strong, then you are going to easily understand all the attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just learn how to run a command, but learn why that command is doing what it's supposed to do. You
Okay.
learn the theory behind the command.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from that, once your basics are strong, then I would say you can practice on the labs,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can whatever knowledge you have gained, you can validate that knowledge.
Okay.
Again, when I say practice, I mean practice a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because um, it's not like you are just if you're running a command, it will work, right?
Yeah.
It might not work. You have to think at that time why it is not working. You don't have to be disappointed. You have to do a lot of work, a lot of practice. Um, yeah, that's the advice I would give to. So they have to practice a lot if they want to come in this field. Plus, they have to learn a lot, research a lot, things like that.
Okay. Likewise, amazing. Before we get into the last question, I would
Mhm.
really like you to ask one thing. As well, like you work as a red teamer
Right.
completely. So, how could you like give these guys a small overview of a typical red team assessment that you had been with? So, like with
Yes,
the
yes,
whole
yes.
thing.
Yeah, yeah. So let's suppose it start again with the rules of engagement. So where we have a
Mm-hmm.
meeting with the client, and we will sign NDAs, things like
Yeah.
that. Once that is done, then we will be starting with the engagement on the expected date. So again, let's suppose if let's suppose we just have the access to the network, then what we do, we generally start with the relay based attacks
Mm-hmm.
to find any potential credential, or maybe we can compromise the environment with that, because right now we don't have anything in the
Mm-hmm.
network. Maybe we will try to do some password spray attack to find a password. Maybe we go through their unauthenticated shares. So maybe we
Mm-hmm.
can find something that in that. Maybe we can try for any exploitable vulnerabilities in their network, things like that, to get an initial foothold. Once we get, then we will start with the enumeration phase, where we are going to find all the other vulnerabilities plus the misconfiguration that are present in their environment. Then we exploit those vulnerabilities. Once that is done, then we will go for the post compromise, like we will do password analysis, we will try to establish persistence in the network, things like that. Once that is done, the goal of the engagement is over, which is typically adding, basically compromising the environment. Or maybe if the goal of the engagement is like they have to um, basically exploit our database, then again, if we have exploited, then um, the main goal of the engagement is over. Once that is over, we have compromised everything, we have everything, then we will start with the reporting. Then we will summarize the report with all the issues, plus we will write the findings with each and every detail that are present in the environment. Once the report is there, then we will be delivering the report to the client, and then the client will fix their issues with the report, obviously. Maybe then after that, if they want to retest the issues, they will come again back to us. Then if we validate that, hey, that all issues are fixed, then the engagement is typically over at that time. So that's the entire process of a red team engagement.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. And likewise, let's say someone from the audience, they are really interested in becoming a red teamer now. Okay,
Yeah.
so what common challenges could they face while performing in their first assessment?
One thing what they face is that, again, as per my observation, um, they might not be able to handle the pressure when they are starting initially, because again, they are the environment sometimes are huge. So again, we are also working on the deadlines,
Yeah.
right? Obviously we help them as well, because even we are not expecting them to, on their first engagement they are going to do everything, but that is
Makes sense.
expected from them. So
Yeah.
we obviously help them as well. But apart from that, the deadlines, apart from that, sometimes they don't even know the theory behind the attack. But why I'm saying that, because they know how to run the commands,
Yeah.
how the command's supposed to work, but they sometimes don't know why they are running that command. So that is another thing that I have seen the red teamers who are initially working on the engagements, they do that.
Okay.
Yeah, apart from that, third thing is that, since they are new, they are expected to make some mistakes in the reports as well. So that is also I have seen that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But again,
Amazing.
with time,
An
they
experience.
are going to build experience, they are going to upskill, and this will be gone.
Yeah, but I really agree with that point where you said people are most likely familiar with running commands, but they
Yes,
actually
yes.
don't know the theory behind it. So,
Right, right,
likewise,
right.
when you're working on a client engagement,
Yeah, yeah.
or let's say you just generate command off the internet, you must
Yeah.
be
Of the or chat GPT.
yes.
Yeah.
So they must know exactly as to.
Yeah, yeah. Because these commands are sometimes so devastating that they can totally disturb the network,
Yeah.
and the entire network will go down.
Yep.
So that's why we have to be very careful, read each and every command before running it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, likewise, Sashi, let's move on to the one final question that we
Yeah.
have here, and is how can all of these aspirants learn red teaming?
Okay. Actually, learning red teaming is a bit difficult when I started. Why? Because there was no consolidated course or lab like that. I just read through all different blogs, different research papers, build my own lab and practice there. That's what I did. That's what red teamers who wants to learn things can do as well. But again, this is going to take a lot of time, right? So yeah, so just seeing that, what we did at Redfox, we created a course so that our fellow red teamers who are aspiring and want to learn about red teaming and all those attacks, what they can do, they can take this Windows red teaming course, which can speed up their process basically. Plus, in the course, we will be providing them labs as well, so that they don't have to set up all this lab, because again, it is going to take a lot of time. So they will get a pre-made lab which they can practice on, and validate their knowledge. Apart from that, in this Windows red teaming course, I have I am an instructor for that course, so I have also um, added report writing part as well. So I
Okay.
want them to be engagement ready. So once they have taken this course, basically they are engagement ready. They know all the attacks. They know how to write report, and again they will get the labs so that where they can practice. Apart from this, we have another course which is called Windows Evasion course. So
Mm-hmm.
in red teaming, we have to be stealthy as well. So it's not about you are in the environment and you are creating a lot of noise. So you have to be stealthy at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say stealthy, you have to bypass their defense systems. You have to bypass evade their
Mm.
EDR systems, things like that.
Okay.
So for that, what they can do, they can enroll in the Windows Evasion course.
All right.
Yeah. So I think if they can take both, if they can just go through both of the courses, practice on the labs, I think they are ready with the red
Okay.
teaming.
So likewise, could you brief them as to why EDRs and AVs are in place in red teaming, and like why they
Yeah,
should move
because
forward?
company want to protect themselves. For
Mm-hmm.
that, they are going to deploy some EDRs and
Mm.
defender solutions in the systems.
Yeah.
If they are not, then we can easily walk through the environment. So there should be some protection in place that they
Okay.
will do. They will apply in the environments, but again, they can also be bypassed. If you have the skills, you can bypass them as well. So
Okay.
that's why learning evasion is very very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. And likewise, Sashi, what was your experience with the red teaming bootcamp that you just carried out?
Yeah, my experience was actually great. Because the feedback that I got from the students,
Mm.
boosted my confidence as well. Because I created this bootcamp by thinking beginner in mind.
Mm.
Because I don't want to just run through the commands, and again the same thing we just discussed in the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I taught them what the theory behind the commands, and
Yes.
in which situation they have to run what command. So yeah, and the feedback that I again received from the students are very very great, because they have taken other courses, because some of my students are professionals as well. So they have taken other courses. So that's what I have heard from that by taking other courses, they just know the commands, but they don't know why that command is working. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I have done in my boot camp. I have explained them the theory behind the command, and in which situation they have to run which command.
Okay.
Apart from that, yeah, they have loved the labs as well.
Mm-hmm.
The labs they can practice on. This lab is configured with all the attacks that I have discussed in the boot camp as well.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we have created this boot camp in the form of course as well, so they can. This boot camp is already over in the month of May.
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to enroll, they can enroll in the Windows Red Teaming course, which is again just the replica of the boot camp. With they will get all the labs, plus they will get the certification as well, which is
Okay.
certified Windows Red Teamer certification. When they pass the exam, obviously we have an exam, we just don't want them to give the
Obviously.
certification. So if
Yes.
they pass the exam, I think they can easily pass the exam. If they have gone through all the labs, all the theory that I have taught, they can get the certified Windows Red Teamer certification on their belt as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. The fact that you are mentoring
Yeah.
them, pretty much sure they must be learning everything
Yes.
right throughout.
Yeah.
And exactly that is what even we believe at Redfox is
Right. Right.
to make people pen test study.
Right.
Amazing. So any closing remarks from your side?
Again, be curious. Always learn. Always be in a state of learning, because this field is evolving a lot. So yeah, be curious and be a constant learner.
Amazing, amazing. So, I would like to close the podcast,
Yeah.
and but in case the audience doesn't know what we do,
Mm.
so at that Fox Security, we provide end-to-end client penetration tests, ranging in fields like Active Directory, web applications, hardware, and a lot more. So, all if you want to know about all of these details, you can go on our main website, that is https://foxsec.com. Apart from that, we also have courses, boot camps, and all of this is available on our academy website, which is very much dedicated for learning part of things. So again, apart from this, we have a YouTube channel as which goes as Red Fox Security, as well as if you want something in regional language, we have Red Fox Security Bharat. So that being said, we will see you in the next one.
Thank you.